Welcome to Mable. Congratulations! You've almost completed the sign-up process. In this video, we'll review important information so you feel ready to provide independent support through Mable. You can offer a wide range of services on Mable, including housework, social support, personal care, nursing, and allied health. Different types of support services have different requirements. To provide personal care, which includes manual handling, showering, dressing, and toileting, you must hold a Certificate 3 in aged care or disability or a minimum of 2 years of equivalent industry experience. Additionally, you must hold the relevant valid registration to provide nursing services, allied health, occupational and speech therapy, physiotherapy, and psychology support. Other services such as social support or domestic assistance do not require you to hold qualifications. You must only provide services you are approved to provide on Mable. If you provide services you are not qualified for, Mable's insurance will not cover you. When providing support, you may interact with many different people. Let's take a look at who might be involved. The client. This is the person who receives your support. A loved one. This may be a family member or friend who organises support for your client. An NDIS coordinator. As the name suggests, an NDIS coordinator works with clients with disability to coordinate their NDIS-funded support. Aged care provider. These professionals help their clients manage their home care package. Regardless of who you interact with, it's important to maintain professionalism and communicate clearly. You must adhere to the Mable Support Worker Code of Conduct when providing support. The Support Worker Code of Conduct outlines your responsibilities as an independent support worker on Mable. It's important to familiarise yourself with the code before offering your services on Mable. When providing a support for a client with NDIS funding, the NDIS Code of Conduct must be followed. The NDIS Code of Conduct outlines the expected conduct and behaviour a support worker should provide. The code has 8 key principles that must be upheld to ensure the right of NDIS clients to access safe and ethical supports and services. The 8 principles are: act with respect for individual rights to freedom of expression, self-determination, and decision-making in accordance with relevant laws and conventions. Respect the privacy of people with a disability. Provide supports and services in a safe and competent manner with care and skill. Act with integrity, honesty, and transparency. Promptly take steps to raise and act on concerns about matters that might have an impact on the quality and safety of supports provided to people with disability. Take all reasonable steps to prevent and respond to all forms of violence against, exploitation, neglect, and abuse of people with disability. Take all reasonable steps to prevent and respond to sexual misconduct. Not charge or represent higher prices for the supply of goods for NDIS participants without a reasonable justification. More information about the NDIS Code of Conduct can be found on your Mable dashboard. It is important to familiarise yourself with the code before you provide support, as there are penalties for not adhering to it. If providing support to an ageing client, the Code of Conduct for aged care must be followed. The code helps ensure people have confidence in the quality and safety of care they receive. The code requires you to act with respect for people's rights to freedom of expression, self-determination, and decision-making in accordance with applicable laws and conventions. Act in a way that treats people with dignity and respect and values their diversity. Act with respect for the privacy of people. Provide care, supports, and services in a safe and competent manner with care and skill. Act with integrity, honesty, and transparency. Promptly take steps to raise and act on concerns about matters that may impact the quality and safety of care, supports, and services. Provide care, supports, and services free from all forms of violence, discrimination, exploitation, neglect and abuse, and sexual misconduct. Take all reasonable steps to prevent and respond to all forms of violence, discrimination, exploitation, neglect and abuse, and sexual misconduct. To help you better understand your role in protecting the rights of people receiving aged care support and services, we've created 2 training tasks that cover your obligations as a support worker. Before providing support for a home care package recipient, we will prompt you to complete the Serious Incident Reporting Scheme training, also known as the SIRS, and Code of Conduct for Aged Care training. When providing support to clients, you must keep certain records, including support notes and health and wellbeing notes. Let's find out more about how these notes and how the Mable platform makes this process easy for you. Support notes are a record of your client's support session. If you're providing support to an NDIS client, support notes are necessary to document any changes in their health and well-being, to explain how the session went, and to show how they are using their funding to meet their goals. If you're providing support to a person who receives a home care package, it is a regulatory requirement for the aged care provider to read support notes and monitor the health and well-being of their client. You may be required to stop providing services to a client if the notes are not up to the correct standard and do not provide adequate details about what occurred during the session and how it went. An aged care provider or NDIS coordinator may contact you to discuss a client's progress, health, or well-being. Remember to write new notes for every session. Describe the support provided and what you and the client did during the session. If any incidents occurred during the session, include them in an incident report through the Mable platform when submitting your support hours. It's important to use professional language in your support notes, as all key people involved in a client's care can read them. Health and wellbeing notes only apply to clients with a home care package. These notes allow aged care providers to monitor clients' health and well-being and adapt to their changing needs. When providing supports to clients, you may notice that they have increased pain, refusal of usual support, decreased motivation, and/or changes to mood, appetite, or weight. If you notice any of these changes, you should note them when you submit your support hours. If you do not notice these changes, you can select No Health and Wellbeing Changes Observed when submitting support hours. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. Let's consider some scenarios that could happen and determine what we should do. If you cannot attend a session, inform the appropriate people immediately. Remember to be clear, professional, and prompt when telling them you cannot attend. If you need to change the session length because you need to leave early or will arrive late, let the appropriate person know immediately, explain the situation, and provide an estimated time of arrival or departure. In these first 2 scenarios, it's important to remember that the client is depending on you. Always provide as much notice as possible so they have enough time to organise a replacement or additional support. If an incident occurs, you can submit the incident report through the Mable platform when submitting your support hours. Ensure you report it promptly, include all relevant details, and notify the appropriate people involved. A client's coordinator or provider may contact you to find out more information about the incident. If you notice a risk or something of concern, document it in your support notes and communicate it to the relevant people involved. Take immediate action if the matter requires urgent attention. It's important to set clear expectations around cancellation policies. You can do this by including a cancellation policy to all agreements. The policy could include minimum notice periods, how to cancel a session, and if and when cancellation fees apply. When providing support for an NDIS client, refer to the NDIS Short Notice Cancellation Guidelines in the NDIS Price Guide to determine if a cancellation fee applies. When providing support for a home care package client, failure to notify the client and provider before missing a planned service is considered a reportable incident, and the client's approved provider may notify the Aged Care Commission. Every session booked through the Mable platform comes with insurance for your peace of mind. If you have any issues or complaints, you can contact our Australia-based Trust and Safety team, who are trained to handle them confidentially and respectfully. All support relationships that begin on Mable must remain on the platform. Failure to do so breaches our terms of use and puts you and your clients at risk. By keeping bookings on the platform, you are protected by Mable's safeguards, including insurance, payment follow-up, secure communication tools, and trust and safety team support. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about providing independent support through Mable. Find more videos to help you launch a successful independent support worker business on our YouTube channel series, Steps for Success. Good luck on your exciting new independent support worker journey.